For the third time they struck their bargain, and she promised him anything in return for his aid. But this time she did not eat the cake, and hid it instead, only pretending to fall asleep. She kept one eye open a sliver and watched the proceedings before her. Once he saw that the maiden was sleeping, the little man went to the corner of the room and opened a secret door in the floor, from whence he retrieved a number of objects. Moving quickly and in silence, the little man used small stilts to prop up what at first appeared to be a rumpled set of skins, but was soon revealed as a sort of an upright canvas bag with two inner linings of silk. He filled the bag with water and ice, then quickly broke the flowering heads off from the hemp and placed them into the bag. He stirred the flowers into the ice water, then let it settle a little while he set up another set of bags. Soon he had 5 sets of bags going at once, and after each bag had been stirred and allowed to settle, he pulled out the top bag and disposed of the mushy green contents. Then the girl watched in amazement as the little man removed the inner silken bag, which now contained a muddy, wet gold. He set this aside to dry, and then repeated the whole process. The little man worked through the night, extracting the golden perfume from the hemp flowers, using only iced water and his ingenious bags of silk and canvas. Before the dawn he was done, with everything cleaned up and him and all his tools gone back down into the secret tunnel. All that he left was a very large ball of the golden perfume and a note which read, "I will return in 1 year to claim on your promise." The girl took the note and hid it away. The king cried with joy when he saw the great golden ball. Then he pronounced his true love for the maiden, and they were wed that very day. The king and the queen were very much in love, and soon the queen fell pregnant and bore a fine son. But while the babe was still a suckling, and only days from the womb, the little man appeared before the queen and reminded her of the promise she had made. "Anything is what you promised me," said the little man. "Thrice you promised me anything you had, so now I come to claim my prize." He pointed at the infant. "I will take your son." "No," cried the queen, "anything but that. Gold and jewels I can give you a plenty, but do not take my child." "Will the queen break her promise, thrice given?" asked the little man. Just then the king entered, and seeing the little man, ordered him arrested as an intruder. "I am no thief," said the little man. "It is your wife, the queen, who seeks to break her promise, thrice given in her time of need." The king asked the queen of what the little man spake, and she replied that he had indeed promised him anything for which he might ask. "Then you may have the child," said the king, "for the queen will never break her promise. But the child shall then become an orphan, as you have entered my castle without permission, and the penalty for this is death." "If you slay me," said the little man, "then the secret of making the perfumed gold shall be lost, for I alone possess the knowledge of its making." "You are wrong," laughed the king. "My wife, the queen, knows how to make the perfumed gold from hemp." "Most surely she does not," replied the little man. "A wager then," said the king. "If the queen can make the gold from hemp, then the child remains, and your life is forfeit. If she cannot, then the child and my kingdom is thine." "Done and done," said the little man. "And now we shall see." And so a bushel of hemp was brought forth, which the king asked the queen to fashion into gold. The little man's smile faded as the queen commanded that water and ice be fetched, along with stilts and lengths of canvas and silk. Soon the queen had fashioned a contraption similar to that which the little man had used, with 2 silk bags layered inside one of thick canvas. She broke off the flowering heads, added them to the ice water in the bag, and in no time at all she was pulling out the middle silken bag and removing a small mound of the wet golden mud. Well, the little man watched in amazement, and when the queen was done, he fell to his knees. "O most noble queen, thou hast proven most clever and most wise. Spare my life, and I shall serve and protect thy child for all of my days, and my children shall serve and protect his children forevermore." And so the queen forgave the little man, and he and his sons became loyal and brave protectors to her son and all of his line. She also commanded him to teach the secret of making the golden perfume all across the kingdom, so that every person could enjoy its fragrance and its power. Soon the kingdom was renowned for its plentiful supply of the golden perfume. Merchants came from far and wide, offering their finest wares in return for the strange new gold. And thus there was peace and prosperity throughout the kingdom forever.